This is the training circle, and as has been pointed out, our aim that we're concerned with right now is managing the organization's Facebook discussion group. We have a proposal before us now that every trainer should be allowed to post only 2 times a day to make sure that members have a chance to answer questions that come up. And the presenting rationale for this is to try to spread the leadership across the group of participants in our Facebook page, and not have a monopoly of knowledge and resources on the trainers themselves. So, given that, I will ask you in order of Sanket, Abby, Lucas, and Eva, if you have any clarifying questions for the proposal.
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah. How many trainers do we have, and how many of them are active on Facebook?
We have 4 trainers right now, and they're all active on Facebook. And part of the reason this proposal came up is that we had some feedback from participants that when a question would come up, trainers would jump in and answer, and which was fine on the one hand, but there was concern in that feedback that we weren't giving opportunity for peer-to-peer support and learning in that process. So the sort of the underlying question was, are the trainers the experts providing information, or are they guides that are helping to shape the conversation? And so using that peer-to-peer interaction as part of our training process. Jeff. Lucas and then Eva.
Yes, if one of the trainers is out of town or can't respond, do we have a rule for them to say, okay, so John is not responding right now, so the next one could move in and then do the circles between the last 3 trainers? Or do we need to wait to John to respond to the next 2 questions? Is there a policy on that?
There's no policy that I'm aware of. Eva?
No questions, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So let's do a quick round on this. If you have your reactions or any objections to the proposal as it stands. Sanket, then Abby.
I have a concern because I don't know if every trainer is equally prepared to answer Facebook, or if each trainer does like to be on Facebook and answer people and giving attention to this channel.
Thank you. Abby, then Lucas.
Okay, so my quick reaction is so the wording, the every trainer should only be, is quite directive and quite strict. And perhaps if we're looking more at a guideline to encourage greater responsibility, that might work a little bit better. Also, if we did sort of strictly limit it to that twice a day, if you have members offering answers that aren't, not that aren't correct, but aren't perhaps seeing the full picture, and trainers are limited to their response, we could end up spreading information that's less helpful to the wider community. Check.
Lucas, then Eva.
I like the intent of the proposal. I like the idea of spreading so people can participate, but to be honest, I would go with a more centralized way, or at least someone that will look over the entire response system. And this it could be a moderator, and then there will be a bunch of people helping out, but at least we have some sort of consistency with the answers, not answering one thing in one way and another answer in a completely different way. So I would like to have a moderator of the whole system, even though it's a distributed system, I would like to have someone that will have a overview of the process.
Thank you. And then Eva?
I think the proposal's okay. I might want to add something on the Facebook page that says that, you know, it both be it's. No, I think I'm happy with it. I think students' answers will come across as answers from another Facebook user, so they won't be taken as the gospel word of the trainers. And I trust the students to have, you know, intelligent responses anyway. Check.
Okay, thank you. In the interest of time, I'd like to move us ahead to test a consent round. So in that same order, Sanket, Abby, Lucas, and Eva will go and ask each one of you if you consent to this proposal as it stands. So Sanket, do you?
Cyrus, could you restate the proposal?
Surely, thank you. The proposal is every trainer should only be allowed to post 2 times a day to our Facebook page to make sure the other members have a chance to answer questions that come up.
No, to this proposal, I don't consent.
Thank you.
I have an objection.
And your objection?
My objection is about all the I go like Lucas said, I prefer something more centralized because I don't feel comfortable seeing all the trainers are going to respond, because I don't know if all of them are equally trained on responding, or are equally familiarized with working through Facebook.
Thank you. Abby?
Yeah, I have an objection. I think we need something that's more of a guideline, or to encourage trainers to try and post a couple of times a day, to create space for the people, but to always be there to help when things get murky or help is asked for, so that the learning community's needs are met. Check.
Thank you. Lucas?
I'm concerned with the limitation of 2, because it could be a ton of questions, and you will need to be, I don't know. I don't see a point in I clearly see a point in distribution and people helping out as a community, but I don't see the limitation of 2 as being something positive and something that will help out. I think we need to find some other way to make people collaborate and distributed participation, but not this way, not prohibit or limiting to 2. That's my objection.
Okay. And Eva?
Yeah, well, I don't have an objection. I'm suggesting that we maybe limit the term and see whether people would be willing to try this way for a month, but maybe their objections are too strong. Check.
Okay, thank you. So we have objections all around to the proposal as it stands, with some indicators of possible directions to go for revision, which include making it more of a guideline rather than specific. Also of trying to incorporate that there is a moderator or some centralization of watching this, so it's not just completely peer-to-peer. And then I'm hearing also in Eva, perhaps whatever we do, we put a timeline on it as a beta test, as a pilot, and then come back to review. So given that, would anyone like to suggest a revised proposal for our consideration?
Go on then. Every trainer should aim to create space for other members to answer questions and ensure they don't post more than 3 or 4 times a day, to be reviewed in 1 month's time to see whether this has met the aim of spreading leadership and countering monopoly of knowledge and sources.
Okay, so as I hear your proposal, if I can try to restate it, is that each trainer will participate, but in a way that creates space for all of the other members, and to exercise restraint somewhere in the range of 3 to 4 times in responding. That we do this for a month and then review it again as a circle to see what objections have come back, what feedback we're getting, and how we might revise or continue. Is that an accurate?
Yes, I would.
Lucas, say again,
Sorry,
please.
Cypress. Yeah, I was just going to agree with the Abby's proposal and just ask if the group of trainers could select one of them to be responsible to at least having an overview of the whole process. If the group of trainers can select one of them to be responsible for an overview of the answers, so this person will be some sort of moderator or try to talk to the group, or having a strategy, unite strategy on answering questions.
Okay, so we have a friendly amendment, Abby. Is that acceptable?
To me, yes, I think that's great. That's a good proposal.
Okay, then a quick clarifying round. Sanket, Abby, Lucas, and Eva in that order. Sanket, do you have any clarifying questions for this new proposal?
No, no clarifying questions.
Okay, thank you. Abby?
No questions.
Lucas?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
No questions for me.
Excellent. With no clarifying questions, then let's move to a consent round in that same order. Do you consent to this new proposal, Sanket? Yes. Abby? Yes. Lucas? Yes. Eva?
Yes.
Okay, and I also consent. So we have agreement, and we will put this into our backlog to check in a month and review our feedback and also the experience of the moderators and the trainers in this. Thank you.